Not a sword, it's a single stick.
Well, it looks like a sword.
In sword sports,
Sword. Sword.
in single stick, the players mark their distance, plant their feet, and strike only at the pate.
You mean the forehead?
Forehead. Forehead.
You mean the forehead?
Well, my landlord called. I have to go to my apartment this morning. I think my subletter has been throwing parties or playing loud music or something.
Loud. Loud.
Throwing parties or playing loud music or something.
The most expensive city in the world, indefinitely. Why not embrace the fact that you are?
Embrace. Embrace.
Why not embrace the fact that you are? It's clearly been diluted with some other agent. Chemical.
Chemical. Chemical.
Chemical. The stain was created when he yanked the IV from his arm. The heart rate, the pulse, it's called.
Pulse. Pulse.
The heart rate, the pulse, it's called.
She's the profiler who nailed Ennis first time around. Catherine Drummond. Makes sense that the Bureau wants her to run.
Bureau. Bureau.
Makes sense that the Bureau wants her to run.
American serial killer came to London. She's a buffoon, all profilers are. A snake oil salesman who can't.
Snake. Snake.
A snake oil salesman who can't. Why not talk to her first? She was the one who was ostensibly here to help, so maybe she has some insight as to where he's gone.
Insight. Insight.
Maybe she has some insight as to where he's gone. Oh, no, wait. Your book. That's right. What was it called? Profiles in Terror.
Terror. Terror.
Profiles in Terror.
I appreciate it. It's just that I want my apartment the way it was before. It was violated.
Violate. Violate.
Or it was violated.
We updated the profile to reflect our latest thinking.
Captain, I know Miss Drummond is entitled to her say, but...
Entitle. Entitle.
Captain, I know Miss Drummond is entitled to her say, but... I believe he is trying to distract us. He'll lie low, he'll change his appearance, but eventually he will pick up a blade and he...
Blade. Blade.
But eventually he will pick up a blade and he...
The register was robbed. Stands to reason Howard Ennis would have varied his routine because...
Routine. Routine.
Howard Ennis would have varied his routine because...
Bruce, talk to you.
No, Cooper, I just watch a ton of porn. Imagine my surprise when I saw a bunch of people having...
Bunch. Bunch.
Imagine my surprise when I saw a bunch of people having...
And forced you to film them instead?
I needed the money. I couldn't get anyone to invest in the documentary, so...
Documentary. Documentary.
I couldn't get anyone to invest in the documentary, so...
An article she wrote for a psychiatric journal 10 years ago about a police consultant she met while...
Consultant. Consultant.
About a police consultant she met while... For a psychiatric journal 10 years ago about a police consultant she met while on assignment in London.
Assignment. Assignment.
While on assignment in London.
Seemed quite amenable at the time. Little did I know she was merely interested in gaining a better understanding of the inner workings of my mind.
Inner. Inner.
Better understanding of the inner workings of my mind.
It contradicts everything I've come to know about the man.
Maybe the chaos is the point.
Chaos. Chaos.
Maybe the chaos is the point.
Demystified you. Now you're doing everything in your power to violate her profile of you, to rail against it. Sure.
Rail. Rail.
Violate her profile of you, to rail against it. Sure.
Know who you are. The deductionist. Accent gave you away. You see,
Accent. Accent.
accent gave you away. You see, my father was a good man. Wasn't his fault that I ended up the way I did. But you...
Fault. fault,
It wasn't his fault that I ended up the way I did. But you give me Catherine Drummond.
I think his demands are quite reasonable.
reasonable, reasonable,
His demands are quite reasonable. Wall of newspaper clippings.
clipping, clipping,
Wall of newspaper clippings. Your first allegations of sexual abuse came in your profile, but that was just pure speculation.
speculation, speculation,
But that was just pure speculation.
It's been present every single time.
Doesn't mean it was present here. So if you were wrong, it was a costly mistake.
costly, costly,
So if you were wrong, it was a costly mistake. I know that Catherine Drummond is obsessed with her work. She prides herself on the accuracy of her profiles.
accuracy, accuracy,
She prides herself on the accuracy of her profiles. Hungry, Watson?
hungry, hungry,
Hungry, Watson?
But you can smell them on the bottom of her drinking glass.
Obviously, you know that liquors of this type.
liquid, liquid,
Obviously, you know that liquors of this type.
You're referring to the allegations she made about your parents in her book.
I hate that word. Allegations. I hate that word. Allegations. Call
On her, he thinks there's a chance she'll survive.
And as for you, you're going to jail.
jail, jail,
And as for you, you're going to jail. This is Captain Gregson.
If your men are scrambling to trace this call, you can.
scramble, scramble,
If your men are scrambling to trace this call, you can. Means I'm gonna have to keep making my point.
Sit tight.
tight, tight,
Sit tight.
Signal for that station is weak here.
So?
I need to look into something. I'll call you shortly.
shortly, shortly,
I need to look into something. I'll call you shortly. You've read The Deductionist. You'll recall she doesn't predict a very pleasant end for me.
No?
pleasant, pleasant,
You'll recall she doesn't predict a very pleasant end for me.
No?
She predicted my struggles with addiction. And in my less hopeful moments, I wonder whether she might be right about my ultimate fate.
fate, fate,
I wonder whether she might be right about my ultimate fate. I'm not interested in your words, Howard. I'm interested in your actions. I want to see if either of us could be more than our profile.
profile, profile,
I want to see if either of us could be more than our profile. She believes that you are, at your core, a coward. But regardless of the violence of your assaults,
regardless, regardless,
regardless of the violence of your assaults,
So, if I violate my lease, you can evict me, and then you can charge market value for this place.
I'm hardly the only guy with electrical tape.
No.
electrical, electrical,
With electrical tape.
No.